we allowed ourselves to be, well, it's not even allowed ourselves, but we just got sucked into because of our own, our own hatred over, or our resentment and our anger over Palestine, that we became susceptible to just, like birds of a feather. There's the people in the West who hate the Jews. Then we think, oh well, okay, we're on the same page. Yeah, we're completely not on the same page, because you actually hate Jews. Period. We hate Zionists. We hate Zionism. We hate Israel. We hate the occupation. But you people just hate Jews, and no one has ever been more systematic, in how you hate a people. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your whole it's woven into your whole history. You're woven into your whole Christian civilization. The lie, it's all based on the lie that Isa alayhi salam was killed. So you're indicting the Jews over a lie in the first place, something they never did. Maybe there was a group of them that wanted to, but it didn't happen. But yeah, so now with this Congress thing, this thing in the Congress, they're forcing you to not make a distinction between Zionists and Jews. So you're not letting the Jews any wiggle room. There's no way out. They're like, because ultimately you're going to want to just blame them for everything. Like you can't. There's no way for you to dislodge yourself from this. As much as we are trying to dislodge you, the Muslims are trying to dislodge you, and Muslims and Palestinians and Gazans make the distinction between a Zionist and a Jew, an Israeli and a Jew. And now the Westerners, with the history of long history of anti-Semitism, of actual anti-Jew hatred, are insisting, no, you can't make a distinction. Jew and Zionist is the same thing, because right now they're doing it so that they can say that you can't criticize Zionism. But the end goal of that is to be able to say, no, you can't avoid the blame, because you're all just Jews and you're all just evil and this is what you do. You know, we're not letting you have any space to disassociate yourself or disavow what the Zionists are doing. We're connecting you to it forever, because ultimately all we want to do at the end of that is to be able to say, the Jews are evil. So the Muslims need to be completely away from this very, very distinctly Western anti-Semitic mentality. And if Muslims who have that mentality, that's a sign of colonization, psychological colonization, because that's not a Muslim attitude. That's not a Muslim way of thinking. That's not the way we've ever historically been. Jews and Muslims and Christians and Druze and Magians and whatever else. Everybody, specifically in that region, in the Middle East, everybody always got along. Everybody always was mixed communities together, talking to each other, doing trade with each other, working together. It's only now, for the last, 75 years, that it's become some weird, compartmentalized, isolated, nobody talks to anybody, nobody can get along because of the way you did things. But that's never been the way, you know. But the the inevitable abandonment of Israel, and the increasing acknowledgement of Israel's crimes in the West will result in a surge and a rise in anti-Semitism, anti-Jew. I know people get mad about the word anti-Semitism, but anti-Jew hatred, because it's always just been under the surface. It's always, the Jews are right about that. You know, they're saying it for their own reasons, but it's a fact that the Westerners hate Jews. Uh, so there will be, just like that Polish, whatever he was, he's a legislator, lawmaker, or something, political politician who blasted the menorah in the whatever official building with a fire extinguisher. There will be more and more of that kind of thing, and we have to be far from that. Muslims have to be far away from that, because that's you people. That's not us. And let the Jews see what you're really like, Let them remember what you're really like, and remember that it's not just propaganda for you to get funding for Israel. It's real. There really is anti-Jewish hatred across the Western world, across the Western so-called civilization. And that's not us. That's not the Muslims. In fact, it's true. You do need some safe place. In fact, it's true. You do need a safe place to be. And it's not in the West. And it is with us, even today. And that bill that they passed essentially says you're not safe here. They're putting it down on paper in black and white in the Congress. You're not safe in the United States. They're basically saying that. We can't guarantee your safety. And the only way to guarantee your safety is for you to be somewhere else. And it turns out that it's true that the only safe place for you is to be among the Muslims. But don't let them make that impossible, and so that you're not safe with us either, because of the way you treat us. You know? But we have to be far away from this Western anti-Semitic attitudes, because it's going to go on full blast in the next 2 years. And like I said, let the Jews see, remember, actually remember. You always say never forget now, but you did. You did forget, because you're totally aligned with them, and you're holding hands with them, the people who genocided your grandparents, you know, but you just took sides with them anyway. Even after what they did, you're taking sides with them against the people that were always good to you. But whatever. Now you can remember, because you did forget. You said never forget, but you did forget. Now you can remember. This is how they really feel about you, and the only place that you can be safe is with us. But the only way that you can be safe with us is if you deal with us right, if you deal with us properly. Because they're going to cut you off, just like what you were saying, the Candace Owens, all of those people. You don't care about Palestine. You don't care about justice. You don't care about the Palestinians. You don't care about the Arabs. You don't care about the Muslims. You don't care about the crimes of Israel. All you care about is, now I can justify hating Jews. And everybody can see it. Now I can justify hating Jews. That's why you need to make it impossible for them to disassociate themselves from Zionism, so that they can't be free from the crimes. They're not even allowed to disavow it, because it's anti-Semitic to disavow it, because you insist that Jews are evil. And so the violence and the crime and the brutality and the savagery and the evil has to be connected to them, because you think it's inherent in them, and they're not allowed to not be that way, because that's your stereotype of Jews, and they have to live up to that. It's illegal now for them to not live up to that. Norman Finkelstein is a criminal, because he refuses to accept that Jews are just barbaric the way the West thinks they are.